Hey man, I really want to read Hunter x Hunter, but I'm not sure if I'm smart enough to get it. I figured I'd ask you since you've been a fan for pretty long.
Have you read End of Everything, The Lucifer Effect, Laws of Human? No? Then absolutely fucking not!
Hey Christ, what about Berserk? That looks pretty cool too.
Have you read Thus Spoke Zarathustra, The Black Sun, Ways of Seeing, Feet?
No.
Then absolutely fucking not!
Okay, I get it. I need to sharpen my mind in terms of literature before tackling these manga, right? Sure. So where do you think I should start? Mother. If Sojo speaks for the Enchanted Blaze while Hirohiko holds TED Talks about the philosophy behind murder, then Kuguri is an elitist to his fucking core. A gatekeeper, even. You do it the proper way, or you're a fake and a fraud! Which I relate to, actually. But more on that later. Chapter starts with Sumi handing Chihiro the sheath, which at first you look at as just a nice gesture, but ends up being crucial to what would happen later. That being the Iai technique. The idea that a sword's sheath works as what is essentially a chargeable battery is so cool, so katana, yet perfect for white purity. One big bang in typical Iai-style. You look at Brook from One Piece, Yami from Black Clover, or obviously Samura from the hit series Kagurabachi, they all want to end their fights in one blow, and so no technique suits them better. Chihiro thanking Sumi with a smile is both a further demonstration of his lessening burden, but also a genuine heartfelt exclamation for all the caretaking treatment and even the pep talk Raw gives later on, which you can tell clearly opens her eyes, even if only a little. Chihiro keeps mental logs of all the faces he's met, and yet not a single one matches the bingo sheet of the assassination day. Which is exactly how Hokazono wants it. Introduce character by character, interaction by interaction, development by development, and only after the Hishaku have been thoroughly showcased in multiple different lights do the big guns come out to play. At his lowest point, the kid gag gets thrown out the window as Chihiro acknowledges Ro's position as the captain. Similar to the smile on the first page, it's another form of showing respect to these people. Admitting that you're weak is no easy task. In fact, only some of the most mature shonen protagonists ever get to that phase. And depending on the plot, context, build-up, they can lead to some of the series' biggest highlights. Kagurabachi would rather skip the dramatization and just state it out loud, which is not only a refreshing take, but also shows how Chihiro doesn't want to glorify it, but to find a solution, not mope over it, but come to conquer it. Hokazono has stated in a volume extra that Chihiro isn't very good with people, yet he opens up to essentially strangers in a matter of days. And that's just maturity. Understanding both your weaknesses and strengths and being able to openly talk about them with others. It's exceptional, man. It truly, truly is. I think I've stated it somewhere, not that it matters, but Chihiro is like stupidly strong, like all the Enchanted Blade wielders. And codependency of that blade is a new, super interesting topic that hasn't really been talked about. And obviously with the whole Samura plot, can't really use those blades now, can you? And so it creates regular sword battles. Well, kind of. The body strengthening obviously makes everything they do superhuman, but yet again, in a manner so clear and well explained, Chihiro somehow ends up looking weak. The casual info drop of having no sensei should have been expected. Considering how much Shiba praised the Rokuhira eyes, I would not be surprised if all it took for Chihiro to get to this level was just a hunch of intuition and the previously shown way to slice a person. It's ridiculous, yet also ridiculously believable. All the more when you bind Hirohiko in that same formula, where we can essentially come to assume that not only did he learn swordsmanship by intuition, the masterful display of his paper origami sorcery more than likely followed suit. The line between labor and leisure is something to be respected. Hokazono's paneling prowess, especially in terms of showcasing a character's priority, has always been on fleek. But to split Kuguri's attention, show his mental state living in a contradiction, and prove that visual motif? This series is about swords. Well, not exactly. It's about the making of swords and the burdens that come with them. And the burden, also known as death, is executed with the mechanism of swordsmanship. So we're like 5 steps deep, and here comes Kuguri's characteristic. In other words, he's pretty damn crucial to the overall narrative this story wants to tell. And with most characters that partake in such crucial roles, Hokazono wants to make sure the viewer understands that they are right just as much as they are wrong. Let's paint a scenario. Imagine your favorite manga. It can be Kagurabachi for all I care. Remember all the days you spent reading those new chapters, all the hours you spent in the community, all the minutes you thought about its characters, and all of those seconds that it never left your mind. Now, imagine person B, who read the series 3 days ago and views themselves on the same level as you. Inherently, there is nothing wrong with the idea. Both enjoy the same series, both have come to love these same characters, but there is one fundamental difference, and it's a big one. Depth. Depth can mean a lot of things. Time spent, effort put, connections made. In this analogy, it'd be just how well you have come to understand the series. And by design, a person who has been there since the beginning would be more aware of all the things surrounding it than someone who joined a few days ago. And whether you like it or not, it creates a principle of how things should be, a quote-unquote right way. If I dedicated the last 10 years of my life into golfing, and here comes a rookie to best my score in under a week, well, he's the one in the wrong. He doesn't understand the history of golf. He can't name the 10 most famous players to ever live. Hell, he doesn't even know what a birdie is. How could that be called a real golf player? Better yet, someone that invalidates me. And it sounds ridiculous, right? Like, it cannot be that serious. Like, the person must have some problems deep in his brain to think like this. But then you consider where all of this emotion originates from, and it becomes oddly human. Passion. It's all fueled by passion. You don't dedicate yourself to things you're not interested in, so the things you do adopt will become obsessions. I started editing around 5 months ago, and while I'm getting better, I haven't been learning it the right way. And I often think that it is almost like a middle finger to all of those who have put in the time, effort, and resources necessary to do it the right way. And this isn't just a sentiment me and Kuguri share either. Albeit brief, when he loses his mind, Chihiro is clearly shocked. The speed lines, the close-up of the eye opening, and a sweat drop falling from his forehead. It's as if he's come to yet another realization that if you want to truly stand at the tippity top of the iceberg, you have to respect the craft, the effort, and the process.